Hello again, and kind of welcome back. We did a small session on the Molly mashup, which was a strategy, or is a strategy, that was introduced by the average guy CRAPS. I am trying to see if I can make that a little more functional for myself, because I like the fact of having both the pass and the don't pass working in conjunction with one another. You know, theoretically or statistically, we should have about 6 rolls per shooter or per 7 or something like that. And if we can get the right function or right mix of bets that are paying on the good side, so to speak, versus that on the dark side, then maybe we can get a quicker payout gain. So I'm always looking to make about 30 to 40% right in that area. And if I translate that into dollars, it's usually about a $30 to $50 range that I try to play over an hour span. So if I can make about $40, $50 an hour, I'm more than happy. 30 is like the minimum that I'm willing to play at. I know that sounds a little far-fetched, and you should be happy with $20 an hour, I guess. But when I'm having to lay money out, I'd rather have a little higher return. You know, stock market-wise, I'm always happy if I can get 13%. And so here, if I'm getting 30%, I'm more than happy. Anyway, enough of that. Let's take a look at this. The Molly mashup, as we had seen in, I believe it's the tip of the week number 10. It's 9 or 10. Then you can get a bigger background of it. And here, just a quick summary of it. I'm going to have a $20 don't pass. Once a point's established, I'm going to take all the other numbers for a nickel each, and I'll have a nickel come bet. At least that's the background of it. When a number comes up, come bet goes on top of it. So let's say it were the 6. Then I would have, obviously, a 6. I would take down the 4 and 10 and put those as odds on the 6. I'll have one more come bet. That'll establish, hopefully that'll establish somewhere. Then I will take odds on that, and I'll bring down the remaining place bets. If the numbers hit, we're done, and great. I have modified that a little bit now, so that, let me get a number up on the screen here, and you'll see how I kind of did that. Once, I'll start with a 7, that doesn't help at all. Okay, now, we come out on a 6, and as you notice, I took odds. Okay, I will take odds on any number that comes up when the point is first established. I will only leave it up there for one roll. Okay, I'm just kind of going against the back-to-back number. Yes, I know numbers do come up back-to-back. It does happen, but I'm not too concerned on that first roll. So if I come up the 6, let's see what happens on this next roll. It's a 5. So now my come bet has gone up onto the 5. My 4 and 10 are down, but the odds are also off. Okay, and that's kind of where I'm at. So that way, instead of losing $2 if it's a point out, I actually will make a few dollars. I like that scenario. Alrighty, let's kind of play into this and see what we can get. So 5 came up, 7. So again here, this is kind of like the perfect scenario or perfect storm. We made $16. We had a couple numbers come. We collected on the don't, and we got paid on a couple of flat bets or being place bets. Okay, and that's kind of what I like about this Molly mashup. The fact that, you know, most of us don't catch long runs. We do catch maybe 3, 4, 5 numbers, maybe 8 numbers, and it's over. Here you can collect on both sides. You're collecting on when you have a few numbers coming up here, and you'll collect on the don't side of that. All right. If you're following along with a tracker, being that Bubble Craps tracker, I'm looking at if you have a median of about, let's call it 3.5 to maybe 5 at the most. That's where I want to be at. If it goes higher than a 5, then I definitely have to come up with a different strategy. I would not be using the Molly mashup in that instance. Okay, so under 5, let's call it 4.5 or less. This seems to work out pretty well. Of course, as in anything, you'll have that one person that has, 6, 7, 8 points that they make, and it'll just knock you off the board. So knowing when to quit's always good. All right, let's continue this now. Let's see what we can come up with. Oh, one more thing here. I do take the $3 7s on the come out. On the last roll, it worked out for me. This one with the yo doesn't, obviously. But I'll take that little $3 hedge. I don't have to make a lot of money. I just want to make some money. I'm more worried about losing the money than how much I make. All right, 12, 8. Okay, so we're up. We have one come bet on the 8. We're going to try to get another bet up there. We got paid on that 8. Still trying to get a second number. Oh, so we have 6s and 8s, and we're against the 4. So all that looks pretty good right now. Ace deuce and a hard 4. So we did lose a 20. Didn't kill us, though, because we got paid on these other bets. One more thing that I have here. If you make more than 2 points, then I take odds against you. Whatever the number is, I don't care. Even if it does turn out to be a 6 or an 8. All right, 12. Aces. Got paid for that 8. That's sweet. And 6. All right, so this time, ace deuce I got paid for. 9 and 7. See, that's where having the odds on that first roll pays off. 9 again. 8. 10. 8s and 10s. Okay, 6. I've also thought about possibly leaving up a 6 or an 8 no matter what for, just a single unit. But I haven't got enough testing in on that yet. So here's was pretty good. We're up about $68 and we still have a 10 out there, which we just made. So we're up $93. Man, if this were in a casino, I'd wait this roll out and then walk away. Aces, 5. Gonna get close here. Gonna be interesting. See, here's where we go into that long hand. If you look at it, we're into this. I'm going to assume this is us right now. Current roll is 18, so that's going to be the longest hand so far. 10, 6, and we would be killing it with those 6s. But we did get paid for that 7. And how many rolls? Those 22 rolls. And that's where, like I said, leaving that 6 and 8 out there for the extra few rolls after you collect it twice might be okay. And that's something I'll play with and test in maybe another segment. But right now, I'm just working on the issue of having the don't with odds for one roll. I also take the 4 and 10 no matter what. I will always take $20 or $30 odds on those. I should say don't odds. Okay, let's play a couple more hands. We're into this 47 rolls right now. So it's about 40 minutes, somewhere in that area, 45 minutes. Let's play a couple more and see if we can take this up to about $100. That would be kind of sweet. Now we're at 87 right now, again for the first roll. And I used to really worry about that, having the odds against the 6 or an 8 for even that first roll, but I've gotten over it. So here we lost him, not a big deal. It did hurt because it cut us in half basically. Let's see, we're 9. So if we could catch a 5 or a 6, okay, so we got that. And so we're back up to 55. But 2 times in a row, 8 came back to back and got us. Alrighty, 10. Let's see if we can get a couple 8s this time. Nope. Now we're already in the loss category. And this time when we get up on the 8, it doesn't come back to back, does it? Okay, there's our 6. Let's see, come on. And here we go for one of those long hands again. Well, 15 numbers. And we're not lasting here, but 9. Oh, got hit right away with that 9. Oh, interesting. I don't have my odds. So I need to put my odds back up here. I need to have. There's my 20 odds. We're taking. Did we make a point already? Let me take a quick look here. Number of passes are 2, so we are taking 30 odds. There we go. And there. Good thing we did. And we take the 20 odds. It's taking my odds down each time. I don't like that. Alright. We're negative 67, negative $70. Now this is going to be an interesting one since we're in the hole. Let's see if we can come back using this mash up. Let's get these odds up here. There we are. 6, 10. I'm always more interested when I'm in the hole if things are able to come back. back on that 8 again. 4. Because when it's easy and you're just making money all the way through every few rolls or so, it's not that difficult. It's when you're in the hole, what is going to work for you? And that's really what I'm looking for here. Oh, how many points have we made? Oh, current passes are 3. I'm going to put this 6 back here now, just because we're at 3 passes. We're at 24 rolls, which is way up there. So I'm not going to go with a full molly. I will do the odds because I have 3 points already made. I like being against that. 8, so that's 1. I would need 2 more just to have made it worthwhile. 2. Okay, so now I'm pretty much happy with the result on that one, because I put the 21 out there. I got made a couple, then I got paid the extra 14 for those 21, so it's all good. And of course we won with the dough. So we're starting to come back a little bit. If 7, so brings us down to a 9. So we're at a loss of 9. One more win, and we would be right there we would want to be. Sweet. Right now, perfect scenario for us would be red, and there it is. So nice to see. And again, Molly mashup got us back up. Remember, we were in the hole, $60, almost $70. It does come back quite a bit. And again, it comes back with a vengeance. It's, when numbers or the hands are short, you get collect once or twice and it goes out. It works out for you. It really does. So you might want to try that again here. Let's see if we pull that. That's like the 3rd or 4th time loss with back-to-back 8s, which is why I don't like them, but I've learned not to be too worried about them. And we're going back in the hole really quickly here. 10, 7 down to $42. 6. So if we can, that worked out to it for us. And then you're down 5, and you just went up. Now let's see if that 8 gets us again. It didn't get us that time. And let's see where we're at here. We're up $36, but we've been playing for an hour and a half roughly, just under an hour and a half, 1.45. So about an hour and 25 minutes. And remember, we were up about 100 earlier, and all of it went back. Now we're going up again. So it's one of those things, we got past our point of where we wanted our goal, so to speak, being the $40, $50 in that area. Let it climb, let it fall back. Really, realistically, what we should have done is once we had gotten up to the $100 and started to start fading backwards, we should have just called it a day, or at least taken a break at that point. When we're doing the demos, not that big of a deal, but when it's real money at play, definitely take the break. Walk away. You can always come back at another time. Anyway, let's just call it. I just wanted to kind of extend this a little bit here so you can see there's a lot that can be done with that Molly mashup. I think I'm going to start using this along with the Iron Cross. The Iron Cross is my, go-to. There's no doubt about it. And from there, I'll take a look and see where we are with the median rolls. If we're running somewhere between the 3 to 5, then I'll probably move into this play right here. Alrighty? Play with it, and just as a heads up, on Wednesday, I'm going to run a kind of a premiere Q&A on the Bubble Craps tracker. So get your questions ready for me. We'll have it sometime around 3:25. Yes, 3:25, probably around 5 o'clock California time. We'll run that Q&A session, so get your questions up and ready, and we'll see if we can get them answered. We can go through what's happening with the development of it, where it's at, if it's stalled, the Android version, the Apple side, what functionalities will be different, what are going to be the same. So if you have questions, get those ready, and I'll be happy to answer them at that time. All right? Have a great one.